Wackerly to throw. The timing pattern on the route. It's complete. Wackelchick inside the 10 to the 9, and that's where Nordonia wants him. First and goal on the Nordonia 9.
Ryan Clark was just a step late there. He read it, came up, and made a nice initial hit. We got to wrap him up.
This Wackelchick kid, what terrific hands he has. His numbers this year, 65 receptions for 1,016 yards and 14 touchdowns. Wackerly to throw, throws that ball up for grabs out of bounds, and it'll bring up a second down and goal from the 9.
Great defense by Nordonia. They went to a quad look. They had 4 guys out in the pattern to one side of the field, and nice job defense there. I'm really impressed with North Canton Hoover, all the different looks they're giving the Knights. And I'll tell you what, the Knights are bending, but they're not breaking as of yet.
Right now they're beating themselves. I mean, the fumbles.
That has been the problem here at this stadium with the Nordonia program.
You can't think you're going to be successful with Pancratz on the sideline.
And they'll go back to a more standard set. They're going to run a little draw up the middle, and the ball carrier this time is Eric Howard, and he leans forward to the 7. Wosahovich and Ben Batten, or pardon me, and that's back to 0-2, but his little brother
Luke
Batten with the tackle.
Luke made a nice play coming off the edge there. I'm really impressed with him. Quickness.
So 3rd and goal from the Nordonia 7. Wackerly coming in, and does he want to take a timeout? And he will call it. 5:57 to go in the half. North Canton Hoover, they've been here 4 times in the football game, and have not put anything up on the board offensively. They lead 2-0 in this Division I regional semifinal.
And, you know, you're talking about a North Canton Hoover team that's been in the playoffs 15 times. They've been in it 9 times in the last 12 years, so they are playoff tested, very similar to the Knights.
Yeah, we're going to get
our sponsors tonight, thanks to the fine folks, Doug and Denise Snyder at Parking Lot Sealing and Service Company. The phone number 330-995-9009. Will's Jewelers in Sangamore Hills celebrating their 27th year. Their number's 468-0434. Stop in and see our new look at Will's Jewelers. The Johnson Romito Funeral Homes, family owned and operated since 1913, serving the residents of Bedford, Hudson, Northfield, and Twinsburg areas proudly for almost 100 years, thanks to the folks at Johnson Romito Funeral Homes.
And I want to thank them because those are Aurora people. Both them and the Snyders. Come on, Nordonia people. You win again here. Let's hear from you.
Very nice of the Snyders and Romitos to do that.
And they'll open up the offense again with a wide look. Wackelchick is the motion man to the top of the screen, looking to throw that way. It's batted down at the line of scrimmage. They got a finger on it. It was intended in the flat for Kevin Dahl, and it'll bring up 4th and goal.
Interesting decision here for North Canton. They missed a short field goal before.
I see you kick it.
They survived 3 of these. That's going to be amazing.
Looks like they're going to go for it.
So 4th and goal at the 7. They've got a long decision to make. Coach Hurdler, they may even burn another timeout here.
Well, while they do that, let's put Bodeker on too. Let's see what the 2 coaches have to think about this first half here.
Well, a timeout will be taken by the Vikings. They'll discuss it, leading 2-0 as Keith Bodeker has joined us here in the booth. And Coach, what you've seen so far, what do you think?
I'll tell you, we're hanging in. They've moved it all over the field in between the 20s so far, but we're playing tough when we need to, and that's a good sign. And I think we're settling down, and we're playing great defense, but we got to get the football a little bit. But North Canton's a very good football team. So these are 2 mirror teams. There's no question about it.
Well, Bob, you're 2-0 at this stage of the football game. You try to take the points and go for the 3 again. The ball's pretty much right between the uprights and be like an extra point.
Yeah, you know, I don't know what success their kickers had throughout the year. I know he missed that one already tonight, but boy, to come down here now for a 4th time and only walk away with 2 points, you know, again, that's momentum starting to swing back to Nordonia there if they can hold them here. But as Keith said, you know, time of possession, it was 9 minutes to 3 in the first quarter, and it's got to be heading that way again here in the second quarter. Can't score if you don't have the ball.
Yeah, we've seen in the playoffs, tale of two halves. I mean, Nordonia can make adjustments to the second half and dominate the second half and blow this one open. You don't know, though. I mean, North Canton Hoover, they moved the ball. We've seen it all night between the 20s, but for some reason inside the 20, they get stuffed.
Well, you know, it's just a credit to Nordonia's defense and the character they have. They're fighting hard out there. You got a great defensive unit out there.
Well, they're going to spend another timeout. They'll burn their third and final timeout with 5:52, and there's actually some boos here from the home side. And, I mean, it's got to be playing into these kids' heads right now that this is the fourth trip down here with nothing to show for it and taking all these darn timeouts.
I think indecision's a good thing here for Nordonia, to be honest with you. And, you know, they're not sure what they want to do. I think they have great respect for the Nordonia defense. So, I think they're going to take the 3 here.
Well, Jason Hall will be in the studio this week for Coach's Close-Up with Jeff to be seen Wednesday night at 8, Thursday at 2, and Friday night at 10. Right here on 9, hopefully preceding another Nordonia football game next week in the regional finals. So 4th and 7 from the Nordonia 7.
That was almost like a little basketball thing. You see what personnel you have in and call a timeout.
Well, they are set up to go for it as they go to the wide set. 5 wide receivers. It's going to be single coverage. Well, Wackerly throws the timing run. We have a marker down in the backfield. Might be a holding here on the Vikings. The touchdown, though, it is holding on North Canton Hoover, and that's going to change things up as a touchdown has been wiped off the scoreboard.
Great break for the Knights here. Quarterback stood in there and made a nice throw on the slant route to you-know-who again. And good coverage there, but just a well-thrown ball.
Holding. Offense.
And a spot foul will move the ball back to the 25-yard line. As the holding is a spot foul, that might even knock them out of field goal range. As it would be a 42-yard field goal. They might just bring the offense back on the field and go for it. I don't know if this kid's got a 42-yard leg in him. It's Wackelchick. They might even fake it. So the Nordonia defense again has bent but not broken. Wackelchick's on to try a 42-yard field goal. Snap's good. The kick is up. The kick is long enough, and the kick is good.
Wow.
So a 42-yarder by Wackelchick adds to the North Canton Hoover lead. And the score goes to North Canton Hoover, leading Nordonia by a score of 5-0.
But you know what, Jeff? You're still a touchdown away from being in the lead despite all this. Tell you, that was a nice chess match that went down there. I really think what North Canton Hoover was doing was trying to show a different personnel package to Nordonia, and then they came out the last time with the empty set.
In the second quarter of play, the score is Brunswick 7 and Toledo Whitmer 7.
So Brunswick and Toledo Whitmer 7-7 in the second quarter. The winner of this game plays the winner of that matchup for the regional championship in Region 2, Division 1. And we're going to go back a little bit here that set this up to the Vikings adding to the 2-0 lead. And this ball just seemed to come out of Fulmer's hands for no reason.
It was a great tackle from behind. You know, I think the guy got a helmet right on the ball here. He stripped him from behind. So, you know, again, it's not; those are forced turnovers. That's a good job by North Canton Hoover's defense. Can't hear you, Jeff.
5-0 is the score as Jeff Cole has joined us back here in the booth. Keith Bodeker has made his way back into the stands. We'll get Jeff hooked up back here to bring him into the ball game. And Wackelchick is ready to kick off. And the boot goes down the field. It's going to be picked up by Nordonia at the 7-yard line. And up the field comes Andrew Davis, and there's a marker down at the 22. Davis brings it back to the 26, and we'll wait for the referee call.
It's going to be a holding call against Nordonia.
Tackle on the play by Dan Nettleton.
On a return team. 10 yards from spot a foul, first down.
Once again, Nordonia going to be backed up here to start a possession.
You hear me now? There we go.
All right, Jeff, we've got you back
you
and
back.
wired.
Ah.
Well, Nordonia starting in poor field position once again, Coach, at the 12-yard line.
Third time they're inside their 15-yard
The
line.
ball is on their own 12-yard line.
I like this set they're in here, trying to spread them out a little bit. Again, take them out of their comfort zone of 5-3.
Yeah.
To Hamilton, and Pancratz is going to be sacked back on the 6-yard line. Getting through to make the tackle for Canton Hoover. Number 22, Brett Tischler with the tackle.
Coach, am I wrong? Or they just seem to be firing off this ball so fast.
Yeah, they're definitely quick, and they brought an extra guy off the edge there, and probably should have dumped the ball pretty quickly there to a hot receiver. We didn't get the ball off quick enough.
And with the clock running at the 5-minute mark in the first half, Canton Hoover leading 5-0. They have spent all their timeouts. Nordonia brings Brian Vollmer down here to the bottom of the screen, and we have a whistle on the field.
Timeout.
Timeout taken now by Nordonia. 4:54 left to the band show here on 9 and a 5-0 score.
Coach, when you've been successful all year, basically as a throwing team, and you find yourself drive after drive inside your own 5, I mean, what do you do at halftime as far as bringing the spirits of these kids back up here?
Well, I think if I'm Jason Hall and I go in at halftime, everything that pretty much could go wrong has gone wrong
happened.
for you, and yet right now you're only down 5-0, and I think that's a credit to the character of this Nordonia defense, and I'm sure they'll go in, make their adjustments, and I feel confident we'll come out and make a run here in the second half. We might get one here too. All it might take is one big player, maybe a little slip screen to Vollmer, try to get him matched up one-on-one, and we might be off to the races.
Because you're right, one score, you're in the lead.
And again, also we want to thank the great folks at Sports Time Ohio for allowing us to broadcast this game tonight. Great people over there.
Jim Libator did a great job getting us the credentials we needed to get over here. I appreciate that.
And they have done a wonderful job covering the high school playoffs at Sports Time Ohio. Out of the end zone, they throw a little route to Clark. Clark's got a little bit of running room. Ryan Clark with a good move. He's out over the 15, leans forward to the 19-yard line, 3 yards short of the first down. It's a gain of 13 for Nordonia.
Well, that was the slip screen I was talking about. They just threw it to a different guy, and I tell you, what a nice luxury to have when you have two weapons like Ryan Clark and Vollmer, guys who can catch the ball and get it in space and make plays for you.
Well, if they learned anything from this play, is it's basically let the Vikings come and over pursue, and then come back to the weak side or make the throw out at the flat, find some open field. And 3rd down 3 for Nordonia at the 4-minute mark of the half. Pancratz out of the shotgun, going to run the option. Here comes Hamilton. He'll have the first down out at the 26. Stays in the field of play, and he's got the Nordonia first down. The tackle on the play by Mitch Rose, the junior.
Great play call and a great job of blocking by the wide receivers out there on the edge.
It was open. You could see it right away. Look at that.
Great job by Alders blocking downfield along with Vollmer.
Oh, a nice long drive here for Nordonia. A 7-5 score at the half would be perfect. Nonetheless, they trail 5-zip. Little time, and we have a marker down, and it's a late flag coming from the referee.
That was a great play by Pancratz. He noticed nobody was on the number 2 slot receiver out there.
Ball start. Offense. 5-yard penalty for 10.
Unfortunately, I think he tried to get the ball snapped a little too quickly, and we had somebody moving.
So after the penalty, back to the 21, it'll bring up 1st and 15 for Nordonia.
The ball is on the 21-yard line.
And Pancratz to throw over the middle, intercepted. Picked off on the play by Joe Soretta. Soretta still on his feet. Soretta to the 20. He spins on the sideline. He's down to the Nordonia 10. And another Nordonia mistake gives North Canton Hoover the ball in great field position.
Forced out of bounds by number 59, Adam Heiberger.
Tried to hit Tried to hit Vollmer there on a slant route, and
First and 10 for the Vikings with the ball on the Knights' 12-yard
ball
line.
just sailed on him.
Well, Andy, can we ask for one more miracle here from this defense before halftime?
This is the 5th trip to the red zone for the Vikings here in the first half. Razzle dazzle, they throw it out to the corner, and it's batted
Nice
down.
play.
Andrew Davis
Nice job.
with a terrific play defensively, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Very impressed with the secondary for the Knights, and again, they're matched up in a lot of man-to-man right now, especially down by the goal line. They were not fooled by the play action there.
There's exactly one Canton Hoover fan over at Nordonia section, and you see him.
And I think the young man is dyslexic. He got the ends of the field wrong. That's all right. Nobody's sitting anywhere near him either. Poor kid. 2nd and 10 for Canton Hoover. Wackerly's going to hand off on a sweep. And the ball carrier to the 12-yard line is Howard.
Davis in there again.
No gain on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
Steve Singal in there also doing a nice job.
And Steve Single.
Steve's quick. Had a good game. He saved that first touchdown.
Yeah, maybe Nordonia can pick a little interception here for 90 yards on an out pattern as they're going to spread them wide again.
Yep, going empty again.
It'll all be single coverage. 5 wide receivers for Wackerly. He's flushed
Look
out
out.
of the pocket.
Nice.
They're going to take, he's still on his feet. And they finally take him down back at the 17-yard line. And not giving up was Mike Cannell. He wouldn't let go of the man for anything.
Great play by Canal, and when you go empty like that, if you don't catch and throw right away, you don't have time for anything else. And great coverage by the Nordonia secondary.
He almost got away, though.
Yep.
This kid's a good athlete.
And you know what? Good use of the legs there, too, by Cannell. He actually tripped him to take him down. This will be a 34-yard field goal by Wackelcheck. On 4th and 15, and what do we have? Nordonia's going to take a timeout with 2:02 left in the half, and the score, Hoover 5, Nordonia nothing.
Boy, crazy first half.
Yeah, it's been about the ugliest half I've ever seen Nordonia play, and yet they're down by 5.
Jeff, you and I, we don't get a lot of points when we do games here. We had
No.
a 3-0 game in the 95 finals, Kenston and Clyde. We have a 5-0 score here in this football game. We've done 6 quarters of football here in Massillon, and we have a total of 8 points to show for it. I don't think they'll want us ever back here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. But I'll tell you what, though, the game we did here in 95 with Kenston was a classic, a terrific, terrific football game for 3-0. About the best 3-0 game you're ever going to see.
This is a tremendous atmosphere.
They take great pride in the history and tradition here at Massillon Washington High School. The 34-yard field goal by Wackelcheck. The snap is a roller back there. He's got the leg on this one, and I think he splits the uprights to add to the lead. So Wackelcheck, who's been doing it with receiving this year, he's getting it done with his foot now, adding a 34-yard field goal, and Canton Hoover adds to the lead over Nordonia to a score of 8-0.
So the score is now the Vikings 8 and the Knights nothing.
Be interesting to see what the Knights do here, whether they're going to try to maybe go some no-huddle and get a drive. It probably will depend on what type of field position they get here on their kick return. But again, Jeff, still just a touchdown and a 2-pointer from being right back tied in the game.
Yeah. I'm just concerned when they get into the open field with this ball that they're not getting it punched out again.
Well, maybe Russ can pacify me. I think Nordonia's only crossed the midfield stripe once in this football game, and that was briefly. This weekend, we'll see replays of Canton Hoover Nordonia playoff football on Sunday morning at 1 a.m., Sunday afternoon at 1 p.m., and Tuesday night again at 8.
You know what? And I'm
Right here
sorry,
on
I mistakenly forgot to tell your wife it's 11 o'clock tonight because it's going to take us a while to get back.
Well, if anybody sees this now and figures we're going to be on 10:30, they're nuts because it's already 11, Jeff, so it's irrelevant. That's all right.
There it is.
Yay!
Hey, you ask, you shall receive, Your Excellency. It's 11 o'clock tonight on 9, and that 1 a.m. game will be pushed back probably to, what, 1:30 then, right? No, we'll get it. Well,
We'll see how long the game
Right.
is, yeah.
Here comes the kickoff. Nordonia's not had good field position. They squib it. Picked up at the 27-yard line by the Knights, and they'll bring it back to the 32. That's about
Kick
it.
is taken by Ian Keel.
Ian Keel comes back with the return for 5 yards, and Nordonia has 1:51 and a timeout left, trailing 8-0.
Tackled by Mitch Rose.
Well, the weapons the Knights have on the outside,
I say go for
yeah, I
it.
think they'll be aggressive here.
And then I'm really surprised with that. I think Canton Hoover's doing a wonderful job shutting Nordonia down. They've caused a couple of turnovers.
Well, they're not giving Pancrats much time to come
they're
up
not.
with something back there.
No, they're not. So Aaron starts here with the football at the 33-yard line. 1st and 10. He's looking to throw. It's out in the flat. It is incomplete. A miscommunication as the pass was intended for Brendan Dalzell. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Aaron was throwing the little arrow route, and he'd already turned up on the wheel. So miscommunication, like you said there, Andy.
Hoover's done a nice job getting pressure on Pancrats in the first half. They've shut down the receivers, and John Hamilton's had but one good run in the first half.
First play.
So 2nd down 10 at the Nordonia 33. It's a blitz coming
Here
here
they
by
come.
the Vikings. Now we've got some time. Pancrats steps up, throws along the sideline. It's complete for only a gain of 5. Caught on the play by Brian Volmer, and it'll bring up 3rd and 5, stopping the clock at 1:38.
It's a nice job by Aaron now. He bought a lot of time there.
Did a nice job with his feet there, absolutely.
And if we thought Nordonia might have had a speed advantage, Canton Hoover's equally as quick.
Yep.
3rd down and the 5 coming up now. Pancrats throwing to the sideline. That is
Nice
complete.
throw.
And out of bounds to Ryan Clark at the 49. That's a Nordonia 1st down at 1:33 left in the half.
Little half roll there by Aaron. Smart move, trying to move the pocket a little bit, and he really throws that out route very well.
Out of bounds by Dan Middleton.
In recapping the first half, Canton Hoover's had 5 trips into the red zone tonight. They've scored 8 points, 6 by the offense, 2 by the defense. Nordonia's had a goal line stand and a turnover inside the 1-yard line by the Vikings. 1st down at the 49 for Nordonia with a 4-man Hoover front. Pancrats over the middle, and it's going to be intercepted. Down at the 27-yard line, that ball overthrown as Joe Soretta has his 2nd interception of the football game.
Joe Soretta for the Vikings.
And that ends the Nordonia threat.
It's a nice idea. They were trying to get the ball to Clark in between the corner and the safety in the soft part of the zone in the cover 2, and again, the ball just sailed again for Aaron.
This is interesting because there have been a lot of missed throws, and it seems like people aren't running the right route, or there's something not communicating well.
Well, that's why they have 2 halves.
Yep. The receivers haven't been where the ball's been thrown for most of the first half, and it's going to be Hoover ball with no timeouts and 90 seconds left at their 27.
They could have used a couple of those timeouts back.
They're going empty again.
Jared Wackerly, if it's not broke,
Oh.
they'll fix it. And that ball nearly intercepted that time defensively by Charles Williams
He
III.
could have used about 6 inches. He would have had that.
They really haven't been stopped by Nordonia out at this part of the field, so they've got plenty of time they feel to go with it. And you know, the rule in high school football, if it's a 1st down, the clock stops to move the change.
Big difference between high school and the pro game, that's for sure. Wouldn't be surprised to see a quarterback draw here.
Well, Nordonia's going to burn their last time out. They thought maybe that Hoover would kneel on it and go to the half, but there's still a lot of time left with 82 seconds on the clock, and 8-0 Hoover lead.
I think they just want to make sure everyone knows what the plan is against that empty set. And you don't want anybody running down the seam free.
High school football's greatest weekend.
Here we are, high atop.
Will be held November
For all
30th
of us.
and December 1st.
Beautiful Paul Brown Maslin Tiger Stadium. The last time Jeff and I were here again was the 95 finals, Kenston and Clyde. And,
That's back when somebody other than one station could do the finals.
and we were here on
No.
For the 2002 championship game versus Dayton Chaminade, Jeff and I walked the far sidelines, and wasn't a good night nonetheless, a 41-26 defeat, but
No, Greg. We give Bodiger a chair. We make Mahalik stand.
you know, but it is interesting up here again.
That damn voter girl, they finally win the big one.
So, again, there's a look at the digs we have here tonight in beautiful Massillon, Ohio, right off of Route 21. 2nd and 10 as they go out of the eye this time for Wackerly. And they're going to run the tailback. Howard carries up the middle for a gain of about 5. And the clock continues to run, bringing up 3rd down and 5.
The tackle on the play by Kent Heglaw.
Looks like Hoover's going to be satisfied and going with the 8-0 lead here.
They will get the ball to start the second half as well.
That was a screwy half.
Football is on the 32-yard line.
From both teams.
3rd and
You know,
6.
truthfully, had everything gone really well for Hoover, it could be 28-0,
Yeah.
31-0, 35-0. They've had 5 trips in the red zone and have got but 2 field goals and a safety to show for it.
And I think that's the attack that Nordonia staff will take at halftime. Try to be
Oh, nice.
positive and say, hey, despite everything, we're still in this game and we've got 24 minutes left to go out and get it.
We've
Well,
seen
Howard-
stranger things at Green. The game that we're running right now is our classic from 2002.
Yep. Howard carries. The first half will run out here on 4th down and 3 as Nordonia come up to make the tackle. Nonetheless, after how Canton Hoover dominated play, Nordonia only trails this football game to Hoover by a score of 8-0. So there'll be work to be done at the halftime locker room. We'll let the band entertain you here for the next 10 minutes or so, and we'll be back with the second half of the Division I high school football playoffs at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Our halftime score, once again, it's Canton Hoover 8, Nordonia 0. More activities coming up at halftime here on 9 right after this.
selection this evening is the Jazz Latin piece, featuring a duet by Nick Roberto on trumpet and Patrick O'Connor on trombone. Additional solos by Nick Roberto on trumpet, Brian Gibbons on trombone. This is Santana.
And we're back at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium in Massillon. It's the Division I high school football playoffs on Cable 9. Our score, North Canton Hoover 8 and Nordonia nothing. A half totally dominated by the Hoover Vikings. They ran up and down the field here all night and only managed but 6 points with 5 trips to the red zone. And Jeff's got to look at the halftime numbers.
We're real optimists up here, though. Bob and I agree. They could have walked away easily at 31-0. 25-0, anything along those lines. And there's not much to talk as far as stats go. Russ wasn't real busy as far as Nordonia in that first half, if you take a look at it right now. And this isn't up there, Coach, but you mentioned about the number of plays that have been run.
Yeah, and North Canton Hoover's run 41 offensive plays to 16 for Nordonia. And you see that there also with the time of possession.
Yeah, there is where you see it.
So, again, I think it's going to be real important to get us 3-and-out stop here for the night defense. Try to get good field position and get back in this game.
Again, only 4 first downs for Nordonia compared to 10 for North Canton Hoover. Pankratz has 2 interceptions. That's thwarted a few drives. So really a very sluggish first half by Nordonia, but that's why they play 2 halves, Andy. You can get right back in this in a moment's notice.
Well, Canton Hoover is going to get the football first down to our left. They are the home team here. They're the number 2 seed in the Region 2. Nordonia came in as the number 3 seed in this football game, and you're right, fellas. I mean, this game could have been way out of control if it had not been for the Nordonia defense. And the second half is underway as Lewis kicks it off. It's a knuckleballer going to be picked up on the 11-yard line, and up the field is Wackelchick, and he brings it out to the 30. So the Vikings will have it in good field position, leading this football game 8-0. And other numbers around the area tonight, Brunswick is leading at the half 14-7. The winner of that ball game plays the winner of Brunswick-Toledo-Whitmer here tonight.
I got to apologize to everybody listening right now. I'm trying to fix Coach's mic. Number 2 in our mics are not good.
Well, we're ready to start the second half. The Hoover fans, they like what they see thus far. And they're going to throw the little out pattern again to Wackelchick. They get the blocking, and he breaks it into the open field. He's out to near midfield. He gets 18 yards on the first down. Pass run out of bounds by Ryan Clark. And they pick up exactly where they left off in the first half.
That's a heck of a receiver. They give him the ball out there in space, and he's just an athlete. Very similar to Vollmer on our side of the ball.
Cable 9 crew working hard here tonight in Massillon, Ohio to bring you this ball game.
Boy, they had a tackle flexed out here like a wide receiver. That was a real exotic formation there.
Well, Eric Howard carries this time on the first down play for 6 yards, and they continue to be successful with first down plays.
We need a turnover.
Look at, I couldn't see it there, but they had their tackle flexed out there.
Ryan Vollmer comes up with the tackle. It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Football is on the Knights' 46-yard line.
Coach Herder,
Here it is
Ashland
again.
University product, and they have 4 wide receivers split to the bottom.
It's actually a tackle and a tight end, Andy. They're just using big splits here.
Bill Howard carries him, get 2 yards to the Nordonia 44. Mike Cannell got the first hit of the back Howard. It'll bring up 3rd down and 2, and you're right, it was a 4-man offensive front with the left or the right tackle split out about 5 yards to the bottom of the screen.
Nice little wrinkle to start the second half for the Vikings.
And I think North Canton Hoover, Jeff, you'd say, has pretty much opened the playbook to everything they have here tonight against Nordonia.
You start getting in your mind every week could be your last week. Why keep it in your playbook?
So a 3rd down and 2 from the Knights' 44-yard line.
Andrew!
Wackerly's going to throw for it on 3rd and short. The little timing pattern, it is complete over the middle again to the wide receiver, Dan Nettleton, and he has the North Canton Hoover first down.
Same play again. They're really picking on our flat defender there. That time, number 42, Luke Batten, and he covered the fullback in the flat that time. The quarterback hit the curl. Nice read by the quarterback. Actually, Luke did a pretty good job of trying to play both. That was just a heck of a throw.
That's a hell of a throw, but boy, these receivers got some nice hands, too.
Cold weather in the upper 30s now as you see the breadth of the players. First down, Vikings at the Nordonia 36. Out of the eye, they throw a little timing pattern again. It's complete in the flat to Wakelchik. And he has a nice first down gain of 7 yards, and Nordonia has yet to solve the first down plays of the North Canton Hoover Vikings.
Tackle on the play by Charles Williams. Pick up 6 yards on the play. Second down now and 4. Ball is on the Knights' 30-yard line.
Second down, 3 at the Nordonia 29-yard line.
Real big splits again between the right guard and right tackle, and that's right where they're running.
Wackerly handles to Howard. He gets caught at the line of scrimmage. The tackle on the play for the Knights made by Tom Bina. They'll give him about a half a yard. It'll bring up 3rd and 3.
Tackle on the play by Tom Bina.
I tell you, I'm real impressed with Nordonia's front. They seem to be undersized out there. You got a guy here, 5'9", 180, making a play there, and a lot of heart from these kids.
Had a pretty good spot there, as I thought the ball was down right on the 30. You're getting a half a yard on the play. 3rd and 3. 4 down territory here for the Vikings. They hand off again to Howard, and he's not going to break it. He'll lose about a half a yard. Big hit there by Mike Cannell once again, and it's no gain. It'll bring up 4th and 3, and this is a situation I think the Vikings go for.
Steve Single also on the tackle.
Nice job here, last 2 plays by the Knights. Some holding there not called, too.
And one thing about the Vikings, they've had, I think, but 1 penalty, maybe 2 in the first half. Well, 4. The 2 that I can remember. The one that took the touchdown off the board, which was the big one. Here's the 4th and 3 for the Vikings.
This will be a big push for Nordonia. They stop him.
Wackerly's going to send Rose in motion here to the bottom. They actually pitch it out, and they're not going to be able to come close. No gain on the play to Eric Howard. Nordonia stops him on downs and takes over with good field position for them tonight at the 30.
They got to really get something going now. That was a big series to stop them.
Defense does the job again.
And with the success that Jared Wackerly's had tonight throwing the football, why do they run on 4th and 3?
The ball on the 30-yard line.
So 8:21 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Nordonia's first possession of the second half, trailing 8-0 in the Region 2 semifinals here at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. Zach Alders moves to the top. They did not draw them offside, and Hamilton carries for no gain.
Boy, I thought that was an
I thought
offsides
they
there.
jumped too.
Tackle on the play by Kevin Dahl. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Everyone's looking for a flag. There isn't none.
Tough sledding for Hamilton tonight, I tell you. Tough running up inside against that 8-man front.
Also on the tackle, Kenny Moore.
So you're right, Andy. Nordonia's looked confused all night. Even the receivers are coming in late.
Second down.
It certainly looked like an encroachment. The head release was in the neutral zone, which is a penalty. They're going to run an option now, and it's kept and then decked for a 2-yard loss. So Aaron Pankratz loses 2 on the carry, and now they're forced with a 3rd down long and the 12 yards to gain. They need to get to the 40 for the first down.
Play worked earlier in the first half, and they defended it very well there.
Paul Brown with that snide look on his face. Then they updated the scoreboard here as well. A beautiful, beautiful facility, except for the press area here for the television booth.
Man-to-man coverage down here on Clark.
Pankratz to throw. Going for the home run ball over the middle, and it is incomplete into double coverage. He was looking for Brian Vollmer. And back deep with the coverage was Dan Nettleton and Matt Wakelchik, and it's going to be 4th down, 3 and out for the Knights.
Pretty good protection.
Good
and
pocket.
steps up.
It brings up 4th down.
Good coverage.
And 2 receivers in the area for Nordonia.
Kicking for the Knights is number 9, Zach Alders.
Zach Alders will be on to kick for Nordonia on 4th down. It's a good snap. The kick is away, and he didn't get all of it. It may